What's happening, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Brian Mello with Marty's GMC and Chevrolet, and in today's video, we'll be discussing some bad news that was just reported in regard to the 2024 GMC Yukon and 2024 Chevy Tahoe. So let's get into it. All right, so this isn't exactly the news I was hoping to share with all of you today, but I'm thinking there might be a silver lining. According to a recent report from GM Authority, when referencing the 2024 GMC Yukon as well as 2024 Tahoe, they said, quote, "The refresh is now expected for the 2025 model year or perhaps even later." Yeah, like I said, not exactly the news I was hoping to share with all of you. Now, I've been covering the updates on the 2024 Tahoe and the Yukon ever since my spy photographer caught it testing out in the wild where the 24-inch wheel option was finally confirmed. Still sort of crazy to think that we're actually going to get 24s from the factory eventually. The 2024 refresh was also supposed to get an updated front fascia, new taillight design, headlight design, and most importantly, what everyone is waiting for, an interior overhaul, much like what we got in the 2022 Sierra, Silverado, and now the 24 HDs. And I know many people have been impatiently waiting on this refresh. And if the light duty and heavy duty trucks were any indication at all of what we're going to get with this new Tahoe and Yukon, it's for sure going to be a knockout of the park, sparking insanely high demand instantly. So what's the deal with the delay? Why would GM decide to hit the pause button on one of their most, if not maybe the most anticipated vehicle reveals of the year? Well, there are a couple things to consider. First, the report from GM Authority could be wrong. Now, I know they're usually very accurate in their reports, but it's always a good idea to take unofficial announcements with a grain of salt. After all, we've seen the test vehicles driving around for months now, and with the big Detroit Auto Show coming up quick, refreshed 2024 Tahoes and Yukons could certainly steal the show along with news headlines. That doesn't get much better than that. But let's just assume that the reports are accurate, and there is in fact a delay. Why? Well, the first most obvious reason would be some sort of supply chain related issue. And yes, believe it or not, the auto industry is still dealing with supply chain problems. Any of you that have had the pleasurable experience of trying to order parts in the last few months, you've probably noticed. Another reason could be that GM wants to roll out the refreshed full-size SUVs along with the new next-generation small block V8 that is currently under development. Fingers crossed. For those unaware, back in February, it was announced that GM would be investing close to $1 billion into their 6th-generation small block V8 that's expected not only to make more power, but to be more fuel efficient. And with the EPA proposing to hike fuel economy standards, GM may just be looking to fast-track that engine if it is in fact much more fuel efficient. If that is the case, and we're just waiting on a new small block V8, that's actually pretty good news. That would be the silver lining in my opinion. I would hate to buy the brand new refreshed SUV only for it to come out with a much better engine just a year or two later. The other thing that could have GM pushing the timeline back is the United Auto Worker Union contract negotiations. This is the least likely in my opinion, but at the same time, I have heard that many suppliers are scaling down production as they expect the UAW to go on strike. So if GM is also expecting a strike, perhaps they've decided to hold off on the 2024 Tahoe and 2024 Yukon. If any other information becomes available, I will of course keep you all updated. So be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Smash that like button. If you got some value out of this video, as it helps me out in a huge way, it's free, just smash the like, helps me out. Check out martysparts.com for all your GM OEM parts needs, martysgmc.com if you're in the market for a new GMC truck, or martyschevrolet.com if bow ties are more your style. As always, I'd like to thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the very next video. Take care.